very nicely explain what are those rights, and I'll go through just key rights and tell you how they can be misused. So all the references are from WHO, and it is wonderful to see my old colleagues Dr. Salima, Dr. Sridhar, and colleagues from UNICEF Delhi office as well. So here I am talking about adolescents, their rights, and the misuse. So the first one is where every adolescent has a right as an individual. No one denies it. Yes, they do have a right. What exactly does the document specify? To give their opinions and for others to listen. And read the next line. Take them seriously. Alright, we'll come back to this. To rest and leisure time. To have a secondary education, totally agree on that. To find out about things that they can share by talking, drawing, writing, or in any other way. And then they should have a right to get information from where? From TV, radio, computers. All these are specifically put up as rights. Now, where do I find the scope for misuse? Even in fact, as I read those, you would have understood, oh no, this is like a bomb in a child's hand. So the key points where it can be misused. So the voice itself can be misused. How many of us face our own children telling us, no, I don't agree with you? It happens. So they have a mind of their own. So there is a scope of them justifying their opinions and overriding our adult guidance. The right to rest. Now, obviously, they can always use that whenever you tell them to do their homework, to tell them to go and finish their tasks, fold the blankets, fill the water bottles. Right to rest can come up there. Educational avoidance, misused expression, free speech can always turn into bullying once they feel it is a right. Right to bully others is definitely not a good one, and that definitely comes as misuse. So this is the first one. The second one, they have a right to take part in society, activities, definitely yes. So specifically they have a right to hold and give their opinions, not just at home, but also on a committee, and importantly it's written on social media. We are talking about adolescents voicing their opinions on social media. Then to get together without any fear in a public meeting and in private meetings and discuss all this with their friends and neighbors. Take part in planning, alright, and decision making. We're talking about decision making by an adolescent, and they can also participate as a representative. Now, where do I find the scope for misuse? This can be misused as, again, a leisure overload, voice getting their voice being misguided by adult guidance, and you can even get to an extent where they choose that I do not want formal education. This much of stress of exams and all is too much for me. That is what they might happen when you give them this complete freedom and right. And this free speech can definitely get into bullying, and this is an existing thing that we are dealing with. Now the third one, right of adolescents to receive care, very much yes, but what comes under this right? They expect all adults to do what is best for them. This is clearly written. So the expectation is very high that the parents will always do what is best for them. Them is the adolescents. And that adults should always act in the best interest of the adolescents. Adults should think about how decisions will affect the adolescents. All this becomes a benefit demanded. So they assume that everything is around them and there is a self-centered approach to their thinking. This is an advantage claim. Interests of the young will be given undue preference in a family. Relationship will be enforced and the home will be insisted. And the last one, adolescents' rights to support and to be protected. Special education and care to help if they are a refugee, to be protected from being hurt and mistreated in body and mind, and to give adequate nutritious food, clothing and all. Fine, they all look harmless, but then where is the scope? The school granted support, the special needs provision may be exploited for an advantage, dependency may be legitimized, the protective status can be misused. We are talking about an adolescent who is now given all these privileges, and the safety claim, the rights to care could be used to escape discipline. They can always say that this is my right. You have all responsibility and I have all the rights. Therefore, I just want to sum up key messages in just one slide. This is not the right age for a policy decision. this is where they need guidance. You cannot probably give them the complete freedom to decide. So I'm not denying them the right, I'm denying them the age at which they take up that right. It is not safe for adolescents now. Perhaps in the coming days, as the generation grows, when these adolescents become grandparents and there are a certain set of adolescents, the society as a whole becomes much safer and more ready to take up in a better way, the rights of the adolescents. It affects their health. Whole day we have been talking about adolescent health, vaccination, everything. But all these rights affect their health. They affect the physical health, mental health, social health. Imagine an adolescent being told, go for a morning walk, and him coming back and telling you, no, I have a right to choose, I have a right to rest. No, it won't work like that. It has a long-term impact, not just now. Imagine this adolescent becoming a parent next, and the kind of upbringing that can happen later. So it's not just the risk now, but also the risk later. It requires supervision. All these rights come with a certain set of risks, and that risk requires you all as parents to supervise what is happening, and not just you all. It requires monitoring by the government, by the UN agencies. We need to keep track of where this is all leading us to, and does it keep the adolescents safe? Are these rights actually putting them into a danger? We might be giving them some privileges, but where is it all leading to? Therefore, you will need an innovative approach, something which is a little more. I don't deny them the rights, but we have to try it in a different way so that these rights will not be misused by the adolescents. So to end, let me give you this quote, which is again given by an adolescent, by the way. So this is Ismail, who is an adolescent, who says that every child everywhere has the right to dream, thrive and be heard. Absolutely right. But then, insisting on your rights without acknowledging your responsibilities is not freedom. And this is not a slide I made, this is from the internet, where what all this is called adolescence. So let us be very pragmatic, practical, and do the right things so that we do not allow the adolescents to misuse their rights. Thank you, organizers, and my apologies, ma'am, if in case I have crossed a certain line trying to defend my point. Thank you. Over to judges.
Thank you, Dr. Sri Krishna and Dr. Sangeeta. Both of you have put your points in the right perspective. Dr. Sangeeta has given us a list of the rights which adolescent has to be empowered with. And I agree with Dr. Sangeeta that all these rights which are there, the adolescents should be empowered. But again, Dr. Sri Krishna has put certain points over there that all those rights have to be under proper supervision and guidance. I agree to that. And I think both of you have done a very good job, and both of you have got a good point over there. Sri Krishna saying that you are going to guide and then even oversee some of the activities which are going to be taken up. Like you said, that again, right to see the TV, it can be misused. They can get into a lot of problems over there, gambling and other things. We are seeing a lot of problems coming up. Online gambling being promoted by all the stars. And then the children think that this is being promoted by a celebrity, so it must be legal. But again, if the parents are having a control over the TV viewing, I think things can be brought under control. Similarly, the other things also, right to go out with friends, then indulging in activities like drinking, smoking, and nowadays we are seeing a lot of drug use also. So again, there we have to see that these are under control. So I agree with both of you, and I think you have to put your points very well, and kudos to you.
So children got this 10, 9, 8 always to interact with others. So they have the right to go to the authorities and inform. So it won't lead to any jail or punishment to the parents, but definitely counseling may be required in such cases. And whatever may be their rights, it cannot go beyond constitution. So if education, I cannot read this, it is a compulsory education, has to read. No? Up to such. So it's a very, so though it looks innocent, it is immature right now. That's what I think. They cannot give any consent. in such cases, if rights are there in their hands, I think it is a little difficult. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, Sangeeta Lodha madam, and to the chairperson, Ramesh Chandra sir, and Tilak Chandipal sir, and RSP for enlightening us on this dialogue of misuse and use of. Thank you, ma'am.